Yo, what's going on guys? My name's Eric, also known as Dad Hats on the internet, and today we have a super cool matchup between my E85 Subaru BRZ versus Nick's 2016 ND Miata. Now, we're not going to get into mods or anything right now. I actually do an interview with Nick towards the end of the video if you want to stay and watch that. But to give you a quick overview of the mods, I make a little more power, he weighs a little bit less. We're on very similar 200 treadwear tires. I'm on the Kumho V730s, he's on the Falken RT660s. We both have a little bit of aero, and that's pretty much it. Let's get into the footage because this track battle was an absolute blast. So as you can see, we're about 5 laps in, and I'm thinking about pitting because I was trying to find Nick on track, and he actually just happened to appear behind me. But since I was trying to pit, I was actually in the wrong gear. But thankfully he waves off the point by, and then the fight is on. So since it's a straightaway, I'm going to slightly start pulling on him, but he actually has to lift so we can point this Lotus by. And we're going to hop back on board with me because this next lap is my new personal best. Now, it's definitely not setting the world on fire fast by any means. There's definitely still time to find, especially here in turn 2. You can see me braking and getting on throttle pretty late and not even using the curbs there. The commitment level here at Thunderbolt is actually ridiculous, and again you can see me lifting for turn 3 just because the consequences here are very severe. It's a very high speed track, and if you get it wrong that will be 100 mile/h plus off. So we're going to try not to do that and keep it somewhat clean and tidy through here. So as we come into turn 5, I actually missed the apex a little bit, missed my braking marker, and then kind of wash out wide. Don't think we lost too much time there, but I can definitely improve there, and I was a little bit scared as I almost spun there earlier. So this part of the track, I'm somewhat consistent at. I leave a little bit of room on the inside, don't get down on the curb quite as much as I should. That's definitely an improvement I can make in general here, is more curb usage. And something I've been playing with out of the exit of the Octopus, you'll see me kind of start to get on the gas and go out wide. Really seems to help carry the momentum, get on that gas pedal a little bit earlier. And then what you can do is actually cut across this curb to the right here, and I didn't even manage to do that in this lap. So definitely some small optimizations that end up making a big impact, but let's see what we get. As we come across the finish line, we get a 132.1, which is like my third 132.1 of today. So super frustrating, but we're just so close to breaking into the 31s, which is a pretty quick time here, especially with more time on the table. I think my optimal was around a 131.5 or 6, something like that. If I chose to commit to turn 2 and 3 and actually nailed it, who knows what my time would be.
Nice of him to let me catch up again.
So for turn 4, I'm actually used to taking that in 5th gear and then downshifting to 4th. I was already in 4th gear and I actually downshifted from 4th to 3rd out of habit, and unfortunately over-revved the motor by around 350 RPMs. Car seems fine, hopefully nothing bad happens. Definitely a little bit of a scary moment there, but I was able to drive the rest of the session and even drive all the way home, and I haven't heard any problems since, so fingers crossed it stays that way.
We're getting loose on the curbs there, it looks like. That thing can dance, man. Oh shit.
next lap, I really just want to point out some of the differences between the Miata and the BRZ, and specifically how Nick's driving it. So as we come into turn 1, watch how much rotation he gets on the brakes. You can just see he points it directly into that apex, and he's going to start gaining a lot of ground on me just from that confidence and that ability to rotate on the brakes. His trail braking is truly a thing of beauty. Watch him just point it in, the car just dances and immediately turns in, and watch how little steering angle he puts in. The car just turns completely on the brakes. Look at that, and he starts getting a little oversteer, catches it, and he's gaining on me through every single corner, and look at his delta too. Even with that little bit of power I have over him, I'm really not pulling on him that bad. And every time there's a corner, he just surges up on me. It's honestly so sick. I think this is one of the few places I actually start pulling on him. I'm flat through here, and I gain just a slight amount of ground, and then again he's back on the brakes. That distance compresses, and unfortunately he has to point by another car and then decides to pit. But honestly, that was probably the best track battle I've ever been a part of. Nick, it was an absolute pleasure driving with you. You definitely can wheel that Miata. And that's the end of the session. Checkered flag is out.
Man, it was really sloppy driving from my part, but that was an absolute blast driving with Nick. Hopefully he got some good shots of me from the outside. I could not close up on him like he could. He's a really good driver. I'm honestly super impressed.
Alright, that's it for the driving portion of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys want to stick around, check out this interview with the driver as we go over his car.
I guess introduce yourself first, right, Nick?
Yeah, I'm Dr. Kim. You can search me on YouTube or Instagram. You'll find a bunch of like probably weird medicine but if you search for like Dr. Kim, like NJMP, you'll probably find me that way.
Very cool.
Yeah.
What year is it, actually? I don't even know what year your car is.
2016, so it's the first year, I think, of the ND1 Miata.
Before we get into mods and everything, what is your PB so far?
So far in this car, it's a 131 2-ish.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's quick. So, that's quick around here. You're about a full second quicker than I am in the BRZ.
I love the car, honestly. I just got it like a couple months ago, so this is like my 3rd or 4th track day with it. And honestly, the guy who sold it to me, he had it set up very well. And I know nothing about setup, so
okay.
Yeah.
Because the other guy who came up was asking about like sway bars and everything. Is it stockish or?
So okay, so in terms of suspension, it has like I think RedShift coilovers, so they're like revalved BC Racing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. I didn't know they. What company was that?
RedShift.
RedShift.
Yeah.
Okay, I never heard of it.
I never knew about them. Yeah. So I'm just trying to remember what I read from the listing. So it has like Karcepts front and rear sway bars. I think I have it on full soft in the rear and like medium in the front. Again, this is exactly what the guy had. I have not touched the car at all.
Okay.
Since I got it, basically.
Very cool.
No front aero right now, but I do have like the professional awesome kind of the mounts and the splitter, but I just don't bother because I have nowhere to put the splitter, honestly, if I were to come to the track.
That's funny. I would say if you want to look at the rear wing, there's probably a good reason not to run the splitter when it's so small, but because if you ran a bigger wing, then of course you'd have to have something up front.
Yeah, I have it it's pretty neutral right now as far as I can tell. I don't think it adds too much, or at least that's what I tell myself.
Right.
To make myself seem like a better driver, right?
Every time.
It's not doing anything, just slowing me down, right?
So what tires are you running?
So these are RT660s. I think they must have around 30 heat cycles, 25-ish maybe.
Okay.
Right now. They're still pretty fast, honestly.
And they're 245 17s?
245 15s. So
oh, they're 15s.
15s, yeah.
I keep forgetting Miata sizes.
Miata sizes, yeah.
17s.
Everything down. Oh, okay. And you're running, what are you running? Tires?
Kumho B730s. So, yeah, very, very similar. I think these are marginally faster from what I understand.
Yeah. I think your tires were better, right? I might switch
Definitely.
to those.
Yeah. I guess power mods, what is this like 180 wheel-ish? That's usually what I see on these. I don't actually know.
I think 180 is about what the ND2 makes, if I remember correctly,
at
the crank.
Oh, that's crank.
So this one, I think stock is like 160, 150 something. But it has a tune. I don't know how much it makes after
I'm gonna come over here, sorry, the sun.
Yeah. So I don't know how much it makes after the tune.
So unfortunately the GoPro ended up dying mid-video, but he knows there's a tune on it, but he's not sure how much power it's actually putting down. He hasn't had it on the dyno. If you have any questions for him or myself, just leave a comment. I'm sure he'll be watching this too. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Take care.